Hi everyone and welcome to Princess YouTube channel. I hope you're all doing well wherever you are, any corner of the world. It's a girl here and I'm back again with my husband this time. Yeah, I told him his time elapsed long time ago to be a guest. Oh, and we got Oscar behind her. Yeah, so without much further ado, today I have decided to tell my husband to introduce himself in form of question, who is Philip? Because I know we have done a lot of introductions or rather a lot of videos in so many media, even on his YouTube channel. But at least today we're gonna know him a little bit deeper. Yeah, deeper. Hey, are you excited?
Yeah, it's gonna be fun.
I know. So anyway, again, if you're new here, karibu sana or welcome to Princess YouTube channel. So we're gonna throw him on the deeper end. Yes? So can you tell us who is Philip Michael Ealing in 2 minutes?
Uh, well, thanks for asking, my dear. Excuse me, Philip Michael Ealing is a Australian man that was born in the northeastern part of Australia in a state called Queensland. Um, my dad was in the army for 20 years, so when I was 9 months old, we moved to South Australia, where my dad was posted. The army moved us around a bit. And yeah, I'm just a guy that was born with a muscle disease called muscular dystrophy. And most of my childhood was, lots of doctors, lots of hospitals. But by the grace of God, the older I get, the healthier I get. So basically, to summarize, Philip Michael Ealing is a guy who loves to make people laugh, loves to enjoy life. I love food. Um, I love education. Most of my heroes are uh, academics and lawyers and things. I like watching comedy on TV. I love playing games since I was a kid. And I love my wife. So I would say, to summarize, Philip Michael Ealing is a family man. That's who he is.
Wow, thank you for that. So does Philip Michael Ealing have brothers and sister? And what's your family descent? Either your dad and your mom.
Okay, cool. So I'm blessed to have an older brother. His name is Chris. He is 2 years older than me. And a younger sister. Her name is Cassie. And she's about 10 years younger than me. So my parents had a bit of a gap between me and my sister. I'm very close with both of my siblings. My brother and I grew up together, so we are very, very much brothers. Um, my parents, my dad, both my parents are Australian born, but my dad's side is from Germany, and my mum's side is from England. Um, but they were both born here, but their parents are from their respective countries. And yeah, we're a working class family. My dad, like I said, was in the army, and my mum, she raised the kids at home. We were very much a typical Australian working class family.
Yeah, so does your siblings like either work or
Yeah, both of them. So my brother, he just got a new position actually up in the company. So the company he's been with for several years now. He just got a promotion to rep, which is a representative, and he deals in maintaining like the interstate trucks that deliver everything interstate. He makes sure the trucks are up to standard and publicize the company. And my sister, she works in a dentist's office, so she helps the dentist and she does paperwork. So yeah, she's enjoying that job as well.
yeah. And of course, Phil's mom also works full time in hospitality industry. So thank you so much for that. So, would you describe your disability in 2 minutes?
Well, for the first, most of my life actually, I'm 33, so for the first 28 years, it was just called muscular dystrophy. And muscular dystrophy is very simple. It just simply means muscle wasting. There are many, many things I can go into detail about, but to put it simply in the context of this video, it just means my muscles are not as strong as the average person my age. When I turned 28, technology became more advanced. They were able to do a test and find out what sort of muscular dystrophy I have. And my type is called Bethlem myopathy. And they were even able to find out how I got it. So none of my family ever in our whole history have had muscular dystrophy, but they were able to discover that it was just, well, I don't know if you call it luck or unluck, that there was a mutation in the gene. So my mum and dad had about like a 1 in 1 million chance of having this, and I was that one. But I live a very good life, and I don't let my condition um, dictate my life, whereas my wife and I, we live in such a way that we dictate how the condition impacts my life.
So, having described your disability, does your condition affect you in any ways in your daily life?
Oh yeah, I mean definitely. There are many things, and they vary. Um, there are a lot of things that we can go into detail, but to put it simply, it varies from some very minor things. For example, I can give you a great example for everyone watching. Follow me on this exercise. Sit in your chair with your hands by your sides. Have someone with you come up and rub a feather on the back of your neck. Don't itch it, don't touch it. So that's what happens to me sometimes. If I have an itch, I can't reach. And these, I would say, are the more annoying things. So yeah, it's different ways. That's why I have my wife. She helps me. And, sometimes I need help with certain foods, or because it's the mobility. The mobility is the issue. But other than that, I'm very blessed. We really manage very well.
So, if you were to go back in times when you were born, would you wish not to be born with disability?
Never. I wrote a book in 2012 that I was very blessed to get a chance to do. One of the biggest accomplishments of my whole life was writing my book called Life is What You Make It. And in that book, I make the statement that my disability, my condition, has defined me to grow into the man that I am. What sort of man is that? A kind man, a generous man, a loving man, a caring man. I often think that if I were to like change overnight, if everything changed, and I got up tomorrow and I walked up to my wife, I think it wouldn't take that long for her love to change, because I would be a different person. I would be more selfish. I would be thinking about myself. I would be out at the pub. I would be out playing sports. Our bond would be different. So my condition enables me to show love to the people around me.
Good. So, what was your fear growing up, especially with someone with disability?
Well, I grew up, the 90s were like, I would say, growing up as a kid. Um, I think my biggest fear was really uh, just not being able to play with friends, like, because I used to get sick a lot when I was a kid. I'd spend a lot of time in hospital, so not being able to play with friends, and it wasn't so much I was upset that I was sick. It was more I was upset that I couldn't be with my friends and do normal things that other kids do.
Mm. So, it's good you mentioned that because how did you spend your childhood? Did you enjoy your childhood?
Yeah, definitely, I loved it. I'm very very blessed to have enjoyed my whole life. even the terrible times. Even when I've been very ill, I've found a way to make it a good memory. And my childhood was no different. I mentioned that my dad was in the army. He would help me climb trees and climb waterfalls. I never missed out as a child, ever.
Wow, that's so encouraging and so inspiring. Guys, sometimes you think I also know everything about Phil, but every day it's a running process of, who he is in deeper way. But, you're so inspirational.
Thanks,
That's so
love.
good of you. So, were you a brave child when growing up? And why?
If you ask people who know me, they would say without a doubt I was probably am one of the bravest people they know. I try to be humble, and I just say, well, I'm just Phil, you know. But I mean, even my wife here can vouch for some of the things that I've gone through that most people would probably struggle with. Um, I spent a lot of time as a child in hospital, lots of needles, lots of different procedures. You get used to pain. So I would say I'm brave, definitely, yeah.
Wow, wow. And I know you're one of those people. I don't even know where he, I don't know. I can't cope if I was Phil, but again, he's so blessed to be that courageous. Keep up.
It's because I got family, like my wife here. We're only as strong as the people who support us.
Thank you so much. So, which school did you attend? Like primary or high school? Yeah.
Yeah, like I said, my dad was in the army, so I attended very many schools because we moved a lot. But my majority of my schooling, primary school was a place called St. Agnes Primary. St. Agnes was the suburb, so it's just the suburb. And high school was a place called Charles Campbell College, which was in a place called Campbelltown.
Wow. So, what inspired and motivated you growing up?
Many different things. As a child, I used to love Jim Carrey, the actor. I wanted to be a comedian. I wanted to be just like Jim Carrey. It was actually comedy that got me through a lot of the darkest times of my health. Constantly laughing, finding ways to laugh, really helped a lot. But I would probably say that the biggest driving factor or motivator for me was proving people wrong when it came to prognosis and diagnosis and saying this will happen. I'm a very competitive guy. So if a doctor says, well, this is going to happen, I do my best to make sure it doesn't. So I'd say my driving force has been that constant motivation to be healthy, stay healthy, things like that.
Wow. And I know that for sure, guys. I know that in the deeper end. So, what have been your qualifications in life? Example, school achievement. Do you have any certificate? Did you do any diplomas or any bachelors? Yeah, just academic qualifications.
Well, when I left school, I didn't want to stop learning because I thought that the key to my life is to keep busy. I thought if I keep busy, I won't get sick. I still do that now. But I enrolled in a course at a community radio station when I was 14, and I got a certificate in radio broadcasting law and ethics. Then a few years went past, and I wrote my book. Then a few more years went past, and I did 10 months of a graphics design course. Then a couple more years went past, and that was when my wife and I were married, and I decided to, at 30 years old, to go to university and get my bachelor's. And I'm so blessed that now it's all over, and I'm towards the end of the year will be graduating with my bachelor's in criminology and justice.
Wow, wow. That's so very inspiring. you know. And I also remember, maybe if you forgot where you did with Careers Australia, your
Yeah,
diploma.
I did community services and counselling. Yeah, that was fun as well. I loved that. That was one of the things that led me to want to do criminology.
Yeah, that's so good. Have you been on holiday destinations? How many times and where and why that place?
Yeah, so well, a lot. My favorite holiday destination was the Gold Coast in Queensland, and I went 5 times, 5 years in a row. Very lucky to be able to go for a month every time, so 4 weeks. And that place is special to me because it was just after I'd become very ill, and I set myself the goal to get well so I can go. And I got well, and I went. And every year, it was my reason to fight to stay healthy so I can go. And then more recently, my wife and I, Suzzy here, we found a lovely place here in Adelaide, in the hills, in the Adelaide Hills. Where we live, Adelaide is known for its vineyards, its hills, its countryside. So we found a very expensive, well, expensive in the sense that it's beautiful, 5-star accommodation called Mount Lofty House. And you can Google it, it's got a website, so you can see where our special place is.
Wow. And we have been there a couple of times. I think every year we would go for my birthday, which is on August, and we'll go on January.
Yeah.
On 27th.
Yeah, we go around.
Our anniversary.
Yeah, anniversary / Christmas.
Yeah.
And then her birthday as well.
Yeah, wow. Well, this is not a surprise, but maybe, we may not just assume that, you're not my brother, are you?
No. God, I hope not.
Because of the things we do, we are not brothers and sisters. So, are you married? How long have you been married? And do you have any kids or do you have any pets?
Yeah, well, so before you go reporting us, we are married. We're not brother and sister. Brother Yake. No.
Sister Yake.
Sister Yake. So, yes, I'm married. My wife is Susan here. We've been married over 3 years now.
3.5. No, maybe, I don't know, by the time you're watching this video, we have been married for 3 years and 7 months.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And without a doubt, when I was younger, I would have never imagined that I would marry the girl of my dreams, and I did, and I still sometimes don't believe it. So without a doubt, the last 3 years have been the greatest time of my entire life.
Yeah. So, do you have kids or do you have pets?
We currently have, he's gone, Oscar. You saw him a minute ago. He's our beautiful husky, and between work, study, he gets the rest of our time.
Wow. Yeah, so no kids yet, but we have a beautiful, cute, he's our baby.
He is our baby,
he's
definitely.
Really spoiled.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, have you ever met someone famous, and would you like to be famous?
So that's a two-part question. I've met people who I would consider famous. I think fame is very subjective. So what you people like is different to someone else. Yes, I have met famous Australians or people local, people I look up to. Definitely, I've met them. I would say, would I want to be famous? It depends what sort of fame. If it was famous because my wife and I inspired people, and everywhere we go, people go, "Oh, thank you so much, you've changed my life," I would love that sort of fame. If it's negative fame, if they remember something bad, of course I don't want that.
Yeah, but you're a celeb. How about that? So
I'm the husband of a celeb.
Definitely. If you could change one thing in life that happened, what would it be?
if I could go back in time and do things differently, then I would have, knowing how healthy I am now, I would have definitely gone to university in my early 20s so I could have a PhD by now. That's the only thing. Nothing else I would do differently because everything led me to my wife, led me to where I am in life now. The only thing that I would love to have done differently is hit 20, do a bachelor's, master's by 25, PhD by 30. That's the only thing.
Wow.
But I will get my PhD though.
Yeah, you're not far from that.
No, definitely, I'll get it.
Yeah, that's so good. If you could live anywhere, where would that be?
It would have to be Coolangatta, the Gold Coast. It would have to be.
And why?
Because the Gold Coast is a very small city, but it is a city. It's got high rise, and you can walk everywhere. So it's so small that you can walk to the hospital, you can walk to the shopping centre, you can walk to school, everywhere, and it's always 25 degrees and sunny, and it's on the beach. So probably the Gold Coast. Yeah.
Wow. I'm looking forward to that day that we will go to, his dream place. And I would really love to see all those memories that,
it's great.
You have told me over the years.
Yeah. Definitely.
So that would be nice. So do you still have your childhood teddy bear or something that reminds you of your childhood?
Yeah, I do. When I grew up, my parents kept a lot of things to remind them of good times and bad times. And believe it or not, one of my electric stuffed toys still works, and the batteries have never been changed, and yet for some reason, just like me, it keeps going. So yeah.
I think I always look at this teddy bear and I always think, wow, like Phil's mom, she's a keeper. Like, how I don't really know if there's so many parents who have kept such significant things for their kids as they grow. They can always say, oh, this was the teddy that was always beside me, was sleeping. Wow. So good job, mom. You're so lovely. That's so nice of you. So what is the greatest thing that have happened in your life?
The greatest?
Yeah.
Things/things.
Yeah, things/things.
Well, I'm not just saying this because you're sitting next to me, but marrying you is without a doubt number one. That's just, I can't, it's the only thing in life that I can't describe in words, because when you love someone that much, you can't put a word to, you can't put a dollar value, you can't put I would happily, without thinking twice, donate my heart to my wife if it meant she could live.
Aww.
Without thinking twice. It wouldn't even be, it would be an instant decision. Not even, when you have to think about things, I wouldn't even think about it. It's just like, phone call, done. But that's how much I love my wife, and my wife is the reason I'm healthy. She's the reason I wake up happy, and study and work. So what was the question again?
Yeah, what are the greatest things that have happened in
your
life?
So that's what I'm saying. So my wife is without a doubt the greatest thing, and the second would be my other immediate family, my brother, sister, mum, dad. These are people who kept me alive. My brother gets the special one. He is one of the main reasons I'm still here right now. So yeah, definitely.
And also completing your bachelor's.
Yeah, but they come second to family.
Yeah, things.
But I know what you mean. Yeah, definitely.
So who is your hero and why is he or she your hero?
Well, number one
heroes.
Number one would have to be, regardless of what you believe, it would have to be Jesus. Only for the fact of the symbolism that Jesus holds. And what that is to me is, and I've got it tattooed on my arm, that when Jesus sacrificed himself for everyone. It was a selfless act. He did it for everyone. So I wish I could be like that. Real world people, there's a Canadian psychologist called Jordan Peterson. There are so many people, but I'd have to say Stephen Hawking, who was a physicist, and he was disabled as well. Jordan Peterson, and yeah, like a few academics, a couple of lawyers. Oh, I love Joe Rogan as well. He's one of my heroes. So yeah.
Wow. Guys, thank you so much for watching this part 1. As you can see, we are really faring very well, and I'll catch you on part 2. Stay tuned for this. Bye.